Hello, Steve Mills here, and back on the Results Podcast. It's great to be so, and looking forward to once again sharing some more tried, tested, and proven ways in which you can grow your business. Most of you will know me by now. We've got over 6,000 people subscribed to the podcast now, so hopefully you're fairly familiar with it. But just in case you're not, in case you're coming in contact with me for the first time, I'll just give you a little bit of a background. I spent my younger years working as a professional table tennis player, playing at international standard. This gave me an attitude of basically being very positive and looking at how I could win and how I could get the edge and how I could, improve everything that I do. When I finished my career in my late 20s, I then took that into the world of marketing and really had the same attitude to marketing. How can we get more out of it? How can we do better? How can we raise our game? And I've been doing that pretty much ever since, really, over 26 years now of marketing. And I spent a lot of that time learning from the best marketeers in the world, having spent over £150,000 and 20,000 hours of time to learn this stuff in order to pass it on to business owners. So that said, I got a little bit of a quirky email, not an email, got a quirky podcast today, that's what I meant to say. As you probably gather from the picture on the front, if you notice that, that's what I really do look like without my top on, honestly. I say that very tongue-in-cheek, sadly. But anyway, why is marketing like losing weight? Well, let's just examine what happens when you try to lose weight. You often try to lose it, and your goal is often a little bit vague. It's like, I just want to lose some weight. That's what it is. It's not really like, I want to lose 2 stone in 3 months, and I want to build some muscle, and I want to do that through exercise and through eating better. People don't think like that. They don't actually have a set specific goal, and that's often a similar problem in terms of marketing. Then you actually look at what people do. So they pretty much, it's not complicated losing weight. You've got to burn more calories than you intake. That's it. You've got to burn more calories than you intake. So you've got to move more and eat less, basically. That's ultimately it. I'm sure, these dietitians and people will tell you there's a lot more to it, and I'm sure there is. I'm being, again, a little bit tongue-in-cheek. But ultimately, I'm sure they'd also agree that what I've said is true. So if that's the case, what happens? People set off with good intentions. Now, they perhaps eat really well, salads and veg and all that sort of stuff for a couple of days. They go down the gym or go swimming or running or whatever it is they're going to do, and they do that. Then after 2-3 days, what's happened? And the answer is absolutely nothing. There's no difference. You haven't lost any weight. You don't look any thinner. Pretty much things are the same. So we keep going because we're determined to beat this thing. And, often after maybe a week or two, we've not really achieved a great deal, but we're still determined to keep going. And at some point, and this can be, a couple of weeks, sometimes a couple of days, but, occasionally a couple of months. But at some point during the process, people go, this is not working out. I can't do this. And they sadly go off it and go back to their old ways of eating too many fish and chips, drinking too many beers, and not exercising enough. And so they fail. So why is that like marketing? Well, what happens in marketing is people try something. They think, right, we're gonna do Facebook advertising. So they set about doing Facebook advertising themselves without any training, without really knowing how to do it. and they invest an amount of money, and in the first few days it probably doesn't really work. Perhaps they go in and check and change things, maybe change the headline or the target market or something in order to try and improve it. Most don't, but some might do. And then they'll, maybe monitor that again. And after a few days, they'll check it again and see what's happened. But again, a little bit like losing weight, often at first, we don't always get it right, do we? Us humans don't always get things right the first time. The first time I rode a bike, I fell off. I didn't only fall off once. I fell off many, many times. But I just kept getting back on the bike and, tried again. And eventually I learned to ride a bike. And it's the same with walking. When your little baby toddler, gets up and tries to walk, you don't say, oh no, don't try that again. You've fallen over twice. There's no point. Just keep crawling for the rest of your life. No, my baby's going to keep walking, going to keep trying to walk until what? Until they succeed. However, again, in marketing, that doesn't happen. People try it for a little while. They try their Facebook advertising or their LinkedIn or their SEO. And then a few weeks or perhaps a few months into it, they think, well, this is not working. Let's go and try something else. And then at some point, they also do this. They say, well, we're winning all our business from word of mouth, and so we don't need marketing. And all that does is self-limit their potential. So, really what happens is they get to a level and they don't really grow beyond that level. There's only so much business you can get from networking. There's only so much business that you can get from referral. And most business owners, by the way, don't have a system, a process, any training in how to win business from referral. They don't have a process for networking. And quite frankly, often they're not that good at it. And so the results that they get in the end are not as good as they potentially could be. And so, what we need to do, I believe, certainly, is that we need, I suppose, to stick at it for a little while. People say to me, I'm thinking of doing this. Now, whatever this may be, it could be, I'm thinking of doing Facebook advertising. I'm thinking of doing Google AdWords. I'm thinking of doing LinkedIn. I'm thinking of doing YouTube marketing. And what do you think, Steve? And my answer's always the same. I think, yeah, give it a go. I think you could. I think it will be a success. And the reason for that is pretty much, not quite universally. I'm sure some industries it might vary, but 99% of businesses and 99% of industries, all marketing works. It all works. It's just that most of the time it doesn't, because it's done by people who do not have marketing expertise. It's like if I tried to repair my car. I've no experience in that. I've no qualifications. I don't know how to do it. And if I did, I'm just going to probably mess it up and possibly, injure myself or my car or other people. There are dire consequences to letting somebody, look after your car who's not qualified. And yet people all over the world let somebody who's not qualified look after their marketing. I went into a business the other day and I was introduced to this lady who was called their marketing manager. I said, oh, right, okay, what's your background as a marketing manager? She said, well, I'm not, I'm just a PA. Now, nothing wrong with being a PA, highly skilled job, and, I've ultimate respect for anybody who is. A really good PA is worth their weight in gold. However, just because you're a PA, that doesn't mean you can do marketing. That's like just because you're a garage mechanic doesn't mean you can do marketing. And just because you do marketing doesn't mean you can be a garage mechanic either, for that matter. And so, it's really, really important that, what you do is, you spend the time either learning how to do this stuff or making sure that you employ somebody who does. Now, I'm not just saying this because we can help you with that. Obviously, it's an area I'm focused on. It's an area that I've got expertise in. And, if you do need some help, then of course we'd love to help you. We basically do three things. We train people in how to market themselves. I work as a coach and advisor, so you can work with me, and I'll coach you on an ongoing basis. Or I've got a team of people who can do it for you, so they can do your marketing for you. In effect, you can outsource it to us. So if any of those things are of interest, or you'd like a quick conversation about that, then the first step is to book a one-to-one Zoom meeting with me. You can do that on my website. You'll notice on the homepage of my website, there's my calendar. So you can actually see when I'm available. You can book your meeting. It's really easy to do. And all you need to do is to go to Steve-Mills, that's MILLS.com, Steve-Mills.com, and get yourself signed up. And I look forward to speaking to you in the very near future. So that's it. Thanks ever so much for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you again on my next podcast. As ever, make sure that you take action to get the results that you really do deserve. So thank you very much for listening.